Monster Hunter 1's Rathalos was so bad, I quit the game. 2 years ago, I couldn't beat Rathalos in Monster Hunter 1. Now, as a proper Omni Hunter, I decided to go back and see if I was still that player. This fight would decide if I was walled in Monster Hunter 1 or if I could continue to the next challenge. This is my journal. Welcome back, Classy Crew, to another Monster Hunter 1 journal where I document my entire experience going through Monster Hunter 1 as I play this game once a year because I really don't like playing it, but I do it all for you because you all enjoy seeing me suffer. And the last time you saw me suffer in this game was 2 years ago when I discovered Gen 1 Rathalos, which was absolutely horrendous. He's flying, the map is bad, the controls are bad, this game's mechanics are bad. If you've only been playing Monster Hunter since Monster Hunter World, or Monster Hunter Wilds, or Monster Hunter Rise, I can tell you there's a lot of things that have changed in this franchise since 2004. 2 years ago, I shut off the game. I haven't touched it since. So coming back, I had to kind of brush off the dust on what the heck was I doing in this game. And I came back to a post-Rathalos fight with my inventory pretty much depleted. I'm wearing an entire suit of, what do you call those little blue raptors? And in Gen 1 Monster Hunter, you cannot upgrade your armor. Once you buy your armor, that's all you get. And also, you don't know if your armor is going to give you skills or not, because the skills only appear in a menu after you've equipped your gear set. So there's no way to look at, oh, I'm going to build this and match it with this. The real way is you need a strategy guide or the great advice of the internet. And so with my Velociprey set, I was immune to stuns, so I don't get the little stars above my head. And I had pretty much half my potions. You can't buy potions. You have to craft your potions. And you need herbs and blue mushrooms to craft a potion. And the only thing you can buy is herbs, but forget buying that because money is so hard to come by. You're going to probably be poor anyways. So the first thing is, oh my goodness, I need to prepare. I need some better armor. Okay, let's do some Google searches. What's the best armor to use against Rathalos village rank? And my research suggested use the kut-ku. I'm like, okay, I've already defeated kut-ku. I think it has a little bit of fire resistance if I recall. It's got nice defense. Velociprey has 6 defense per piece. kut-ku has 10. And if you get all 3 pieces, which are the only 3 pieces you can get, you get attack up small, so it actually helps you kill things faster. Checks off a lot of good stuff for me. And then the other stuff, the other 2 pieces of armor, I didn't really know what to optimize it with. I also didn't really have a lot of time. I had about a 4 to 5 hour stream to try to kill Rathalos. And so I just decided I'm just going to stick to my 2 Velociprey pieces and 3 kut-ku pieces. So I knew I was going to be hunting kut-ku a lot, but I also knew I needed a lot of items. So I knew I needed to go out and gather some herbs and some blue mushrooms. But potions are only going to get you so far against a Rathalos fight who probably hits you a potion's worth. I need some mega potions, which means I need to go and grab some honey. The other thing I needed is he's very susceptible to flash bombs. As soon as he flies, and he does that a lot, you can flash bomb him. And unlike Monster Hunter World, you can flash bomb him as many times as you want. He doesn't grow any immunity to it. So for the flash bombs, I needed to go and grab some, oh geez, I didn't write this down, but I basically need a flash bug, I think it's called. And then I also needed something else to build a bomb casing. So again, more stuff to gather. And I also needed to manage my stamina. So I needed steaks and I had no raw meat. So I need to go raw meat. So all in all, none of this is purchasable. So I knew that there was a lot of gathering to do. So I go to my go-to quest, which is this mushroom quest in the hill, the first level. And I spent about 30 minutes because I can't find enough mushrooms. And after searching online, I learned there's only really 2 gathering spots and they respawn maybe every 10 minutes or so. And so it's not a very bountiful place. And I'm like, well, what about this jungle map that I discovered 2 years ago? And I haven't really familiarized myself with it. Can I get anything in the jungle? And let me tell you, fellow viewer, yes, the jungle provides everything that you need. You need some honey, the jungle provides. You need some blue mushrooms, the jungle provides. You need some herbs, I'm not sure, I didn't find that. You need some bugs, the jungle provides. And get this, out of my armor set, I needed 4 different kut-ku parts. Young Kut-ku only drops 3 of the parts I needed by carving him, one of which was very difficult to find was the scales, and he only has a 5% drop rate on dropping those, and I needed 15 to build my suit, 5 per armor set. So I'm like, oh, that's no bueno. Where else can I get it? People are like, you can find it in piles of poo. And I was like, oh, but the drop rate is still hard to get a scale on a pile of poo. But then I found in the jungle, next to the nest, next to the eggs, in an unmarked area, there is no visual indication that there is anything to gather here. If you gather, most likely you can get 4 to 5 scales per mission. The jungle provides, and even better, the jungle provides a young kut-ku to hunt. So everything we need to fight Rathalos is right here. Another thing that I needed to craft are freaking traps so that I can ground my Rathalos. So I'm like, okay, let's go. So I have my trap tool that you can buy. You can't buy traps. You can buy the trap tool. And then I know that to make a pitfall trap, you need a net, and what else do you need? You need spider web with ivy to make a net. You take the net, you combine it with the trap tool, and you get your pitfall trap. I'm like, all right, that's one trap. Let's build the second one. Let's get a shock trap. I found out Monster Hunter 1 on PlayStation 2 does not have shock traps. So we all learned, as chat's like, oh yeah, you just take the Thunderbug and you put it with and the game wouldn't let you. It just doesn't exist. And it's funny because someone else was telling me, oh, you got to kill some Vespoids to get some Vespoid armor, but my sword and shield destroys Vespoids. So usually in Monster Hunter, you use poison bombs to kill them. They're like, do the poison bomb. So I'm like, okay, how do you do that? And they're like, oh yeah, mix the poison mushroom with the bomb casing. Nope, the game wouldn't let me do that. We search online. Poison bombs did not exist in Monster Hunter 1. So it was a nice learning lesson for everybody. A lot of gathering. And I have to share that outside of the gathering, actually, for some reason, did not really bother me. It was kind of enjoyable. There's something just... The gathering feels like a challenge in and of itself. And that's what I like about Monster Hunter, is overcoming challenge. So I overcame that. And something happened in the years of like marinating on my Monster Hunter experience and maybe just playing Monster Hunter Generations and Wilds and all my experience in gaming, becoming a better gamer, I think. The Young Kut-ku fight was not overly challenging to me, even in the jungle, even with all the small monsters launching themselves at you, even with the claw grip that you need to fight because, oh yeah, I didn't really talk about this, but the controls require, you don't hit a button to attack. You have to use the right joystick in the up, right, or down fashion for 3 different attacks. And then I don't even remember what the buttons do. So controlling your hunter is the left joystick, controlling the camera to see the monsters is the D-pad, which means you're attacking like this, and then I'm moving my thumb to the D-pad to move the camera, so I'm never actually able to attack and move the camera at the same time. I'm selectively choosing what to do. Anyways, it's become second nature for me. It was very painful in the beginning. Despite all of that, I was able to slay Young Kut-ku in like less than 15 minutes, which in Monster Hunter 1, I think that's pretty good for me. And so, yeah, I just kept killing him and killing him and killing him. And I'm just like, I can actually hunt in Monster Hunter 1, like new skill unlocked. Maybe I can actually get to Rathalos. So fast forward 3 hours, I finally have everything I need. I'm like, let's go. We're pumped. We're ready to go after Rathalos. I go in. I'm like, I see you. Pull out my paintball, smack him with the paintball. Oh my God. And immediately proceed to cart. He just steamrolled me. I go back in, and it was just as chaotic as it was 2 years ago. I was not making progress. I was wasting my flash bombs. Every time I thought that I could actually like knock him out of the sky, the flash bomb wasn't working, or he turned around. And it was he was flying to Area 9, which is like a tunnel with cats that rob you. Everything that went wrong 2 years ago was happening again. But my brain or something like changed. Everything just slowed down. I'm like, you know, I'm not just going to throw myself at Rathalos. I'm going to observe Rathalos. And I'm going to pick my moments to exploit him. And I learned through this that when he's flying around, it's just part of the mechanic of Monster Hunter 1. He flies around, eventually he comes and dive bombs you. And all you gotta do is just wait it out. And if you paintball him, you know he's not moving areas. He's just flying around, waiting for an area to come down and hit you. And then he's gonna come down and land slowly, which gives you your opportunity to flash bomb him. I also bought a flute in all my endeavors of like grabbing items, and people are like, oh yeah, the flute calls the monster to you. I'm like, oh, that sounds amazing. So when Rathalos left the area, I pulled out my flute and I'm like, it's actually more of a horn than a flute. Nothing happens. I'm just here by myself, tooting my horn like an idiot. And then they're like, no, it only works like to aggro the monster on you if you're in multiplayer. So I'm like, this item is completely useless. Cats, please take it off my body. So anyways, after fighting it to the best of my abilities, I lost. I just got carded. I lost in the cave where he rests, where there's 5 Velociprays, because why not? And I just got fireballed, ganked, and maybe poisoned and ran over. Anyways, I died. But I felt I had learned the timing to bomb him, and I learned that this fight requires patience, which is something I had not brought with me previously. In I went with the mindset of patience, observe, exploit the openings. When he shoots a fireball, that is the best time to attack his face. I don't know what happened. Everything just clicked right into place. Within 10 minutes, his face was broken. I'm like, all right, let's go. At about the 15-minute mark, he was limping and sleeping. I'm like, all right, let's go. And this is where I don't know what the heck happened. It took me another 15 minutes to slay him. Somehow I was wailing on his head over and over again in his weakened mode, and he just was not dying. I was like, is the game glitched? What is going on? This is crazy. I am actually hitting him on the head with really strong sword and shield combos, hitting him way more than the first 15 minutes of the hunt, and he's not dying. What the heck is happening? I was getting so frustrated. And just before this, another thing that was triggering me is he was flying like he was paintball, so I could see him fly around the map. And he was just like, I'm in 4 now, I'm in 6. And the first time I went for the fight, I was actually trying to chase him, and he's like, I'm in 6. And then I get 6. He's like, no, I'm in 4. I'm like, and then I'm like hustling up to get to 4. He's like, I'm in 5 now, I'm in 8. And he was just bouncing. And the second time, I'm like, I'm not even going to chase him. I'm just going to sit right here and watch. And you could see on the map, he's just moving. Like the AI was so confused. It made no sense for a good, I'd say 2 minutes. He was just bouncing around. Anyways, it was weird, but finally, and this is amazing, exactly at midnight, because I was actually playing this on New Year's Eve, as the tradition is. And I always usually try to play up until midnight. It was past midnight my time. But for those who are like 1 hour off from me, I got like the quest complete exactly at midnight for their time. It was 1 a.m. for me, but whatever. So I properly slayed Rathalos in the new year. It's finally done. I've finally broken through this wall in Monster Hunter 1. And then there was a reward. You go to the village and the old elder's like, congrats, you remind me of me. You can now go pull the sword out of the stone. And I was like, oh, this thing actually has a purpose in the game. So I go, I'm all excited. I pull out the sword. I'm like, all right, plot elements. And I go and look at it. It is the worst weapon. Like it has no sharpness, which makes sense because it's been rusting in a rock for who knows how many years. So I'm like, maybe there's a redeemable like aspect to this. Maybe we can upgrade it to something good. So I take it to the shop to see how much to upgrade. 45,000 zennies, which is crazy. I make like 2,000 zennies per Rathalos hunt. So you can just imagine how much work it is. And the sharpness, it's so good. Like if I could upgrade this, I would have green sharpness, which is amazing. I don't think I have green sharpness right now. If I do, it's very little, or maybe I have yellow sharpness. Anyways, my sharpness sucks. But the problem is I need 45,000 zennies, and I need these 3 other like mats that I don't know, one of which is a Monoblos heart. I don't even have access to a Monoblos in this game. I think the heart might be a rare drop. So yeah, that's where I am. Rathalos is slain. I've redeemed my hunter's honor in Monster Hunter 1. I've done it properly. I appreciate the game better. I'm leveling up in OG Monster Hunter, which is crazy after all this time, after spending actually so little time relatively in the game. And the next challenge, our next monster up on the list that has unlocked is a Rathian. So somehow Rathian comes after Rathalos. So I don't know how my queen's going to be in Monster Hunter 1. I look forward to meeting her, but that's probably 6 or 12 months away. So I'll see you on that next journal. And until next time, keep it classy.